Hello everyone, welcome back to Hey Mentor. I am honestly already drowning in schoolwork. It's only the second week of school and I'm just like, do I drop certain classes to get a new class? But it's like, honestly, I think I'm too far deep into my assignments to really do all of that. So this week I wanted to bring a video that I thought would be pretty cool to talk about just because it's a personal experience for me. Just a reminder again, I am a sophomore here at the UW, which means I've gone through my first year of learning experience, and every year there's a learning experience, but I feel like there's nothing like the first year of college when it comes to learning about yourself, the logistics of school, whether it be friends and relationships or just a bunch of things. But I compiled a list of 10 things that I learned last year. Yeah, I did write everything down on a sticky note. Here it is. I'm just going to stick it right here. So the first thing that I've learned, I used to spend hours and hours and hours in the library. Like, when I mean hours and hours and hours in the library, I will go in at like 7 and then not leave till 1 or 2 in the morning. And honestly, it was just so unnecessary. I think the reason why I did it so often was just because I had the mindset of like, I'm in college now and I'm just going to hammer my life away and just go do school stuff. And honestly, I feel like that took so much of my time away, of course, but also it took a lot of my experiences away, because I could be spending those hours elsewhere with friends or even a study group, which I'm not demeaning the whole going to the library and studying, but doing it every single day 6 to 2 in the morning, it's absurd. 1, because it just ruins your sleep schedule, but 2, it makes you exhausted, and also it's just too much. It's too much. Also, along with that, you know, put breaks in between, meet up with friends, bring food and whatnot if you are going to study, but just don't let school consume your life. So the second thing that I've learned that I honestly did not do at all, but I think I should have done, is just talk to your classmates. If you have like a really early morning lecture, some people just don't want to talk because it's just so early, which is totally understandable. I just never really talked to my peers or even people in my quiz sections. There's just a whole vibe to it that I've noticed in lecture halls, especially big lecture halls, even quiz sections. People just don't like talking to each other, which is perfectly fine, but a lot of the times people are afraid of talking as well, or you know, being the first to initiate a conversation. You know, just say hi to them, introduce yourself. You can go as far to like exchange numbers, because it is helpful if you do exchange numbers, just because for assignments and whatnot, you guys can talk to each other. I noticed that this year I did it more often, just engaging with other students around me. I developed like a friendship with them. I went to concerts with some of my classmates. Most importantly, you have a better time in that class or lecture or whatever if you're surrounded by people you know. So alongside like the first lesson that I've learned, that I put down was just get well rested. I did not have a very awesome sleep schedule last year. I think I went to bed usually at 3, woke up at 7-ish, go to the gym, and just go about my day. It was like really horrible. I don't know how I even managed that. I remember there was one day I went to bed at 3, woke up at 6, went to the gym. Get well rested, at least 6 hours of sleep and 8 hours at most. You know, it makes you feel better throughout the day, but it just makes your overall life better. Along with getting well rested, eat food. Grabbing a meal at the right time, not at like 2 in the morning at like a Euro place. It's just more of, you know, get a balanced meal. If you need to, snack in between throughout the day. It's just to give you a boost of energy, but also just to maintain your health overall. The fourth thing I've learned that I'm still kind of applying into my second year is to find the right group for yourself. I'm not saying like go out and befriend everyone to figure it out, but if that's the way you want to do it. But what I'm saying is, you know, explore different clubs on campus, explore different events within your city or town or whatever. When you're surrounded by people that have the same interests as you, for example, like being in a club, it just makes it better because it's easier to just get to know someone in there as well, just because you already are having a connection with them. Well, I'm mainly friends with people I've known since high school, and we go to the same college, and just knowing that they're there, it makes me feel a little better, just because this is such a huge school with thousands and thousands of people. So it's like knowing their background and my background, and just knowing that like the stuff we went through, it just makes school more bearable. So finding a group is important. And you can also do that by talking to your classmates, picking up a hobby and finding, you know, what you're really interested in. I didn't really have a hobby last year. I didn't find anything really interesting. Or I'd go to the gym every morning, and honestly, that was cool and all, but it just wasn't really my sort of thing. You have to find something that you enjoy, because it's a form of a break from the reality of school and the reality of issues that are going on behind the scenes. So for me, going to the gym last year was like my thing to kill time, but also just release my stress from school. I've learned last school years that bad grades do not define you, and just because you get a 2.7 doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I literally got a 2.7, I think, my first quarter, finishing that class with a 2.7, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is horrible, like this is not me. Put it in a scale, it's like not too bad. If you do get a grade that you do not like, it's not the end of the world. A lot of students among you that sit around you in that 200 people lecture hall, they probably got the same grade as you. You have to kind of step away from that mindset that just because you got a bad grade, it's the end of the world. So it's just an experience to, one, take that class. It prepares you for the next class that you might take that's kind of overwhelming. This one is what professors and TAs would usually say in the beginning of the quarter. Come to office hours if you have any questions. Last year, I avoided my TAs and professors outside of the time I would meet them. I think the thing that I fear the most is like, I ask a question and they come back with another question that I just don't know how to answer, or it's just like completely out of the blue for me that I just don't understand. So I think the fear of not knowing what to ask or feeling that I'm behind is why I didn't go see a lot of my professors or TAs. But in reality, no one goes to office hours. I didn't go to my first like office hour until like spring quarter of last year, and literally my TAs were just sitting in an empty room just talking to each other, and it was just like nobody really sees them. Meant to teach you and help you and be there for you. Being afraid that you don't know something is perfectly okay. Not everyone's going to get something right off the bat, and that's why they're there, and they have, you know, specific times outside of class. And it doesn't even have to be questions about the lecture. It can even be something about the major itself. You're not going to lose anything out of it. You're gonna more so gain something out of it. So along with talking to your professors and TAs, advisors are important. They're there to talk to you about classes, you know, help make ends meet, and just be there for you. My advisor is really helpful in, you know, helping me decide my classes, different options for majors and whatnot that I can consider that kind of overlaps each other, but they keep it real with you, so they don't sugarcoat anything. So they try to keep you in the bubble of reality. So talking to TAs, professors, and advisors is just going to be more of a gain than anything else, in my opinion. So definitely consider that when you are a first year in college. Another thing is seeking help. Mental health is like one of the most important aspects to me, just because, you know, we all have our days. Some days we just need to talk to someone. Some days we just need guidance. Seeking help is never the wrong thing to do, whether it be personal issues that have happened during events and whatnot. This is something that I feel like I didn't really take advantage of last year, just because I was so stressed out about different things, personal issues, relationships, and like school itself, that a lot of the times I was just afraid to go out and talk to someone about it. It really helps just because you have someone there for you, and you have, you know, the means to really get something off your chest or your mind. It's on number 9, which was like realizing that you are in charge, which means that you are responsible for all of your choices that you make, basically. But really, if you want to go to sleep at, you know, 5 in the morning but have class at 9:30, dude, that's all up to you, but there's going to be consequences for everything that you choose. So realizing that you're in charge of your choices and whatnot is important, because it's a form of adulting. The last and final thing is like greatest advice that anyone can give you is to explore your first year, whether it be the city that you're in, majors, classes. You have the opportunity to explore and, you know, find what's right for you, and especially have fun with it. If you want to go into the Greek system, do that. If you want to go into different clubs, do that. This is your safe zone to really just do the things that you find interest in. Sometimes life can get in the way later on in a few years, and you're not going to gonna have the time to really gain those experiences. And those are 10 things that I've learned here at the UW, just for myself in general. Without following some of my, lessons and tips, I probably wouldn't be in front of the camera here on this channel or even my own channel in general. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys, take something away. Because these are the 10 things that I've learned doesn't mean that, it's 10 things that everyone's going to learn. Yeah, rate, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check out my vlogs. I'll leave a link down below if you want to get to know me outside of this channel. Catch you guys later.